Well, we are back 8:38 now on this Thursday morning with more on this breaking news out of our nation's capital. No survivors from that midair collision between an American Airlines plane that was coming in from Wichita, Kansas, colliding with a Black Hawk helicopter near Reagan National Airport.
It's a tragedy and the first fatal disaster involving a U.S. commercial airliner in 16 years. And of course, it will raise a number of questions about air safety. Joining us now, Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger, who of course famously is the pilot behind what they call the Miracle on the Hudson River back in New York in 2009. Captain Sullenberger, it's good to see you. I mean, what a tragedy. Just what are your initial thoughts? There's just such little tiny strands of information that we have at this moment, but what are your thoughts?
Well, it's good to be with you. And as you said, I wish it were under different circumstances. One of the things that really has jumped out at me is the fact that these flights used a common tool of having visual separation. And obviously, at some point, this separation was lost. And we don't know exactly why. But the National Transportation Safety Board will investigate. I understand the U.S. Army will investigate. And they will spend perhaps a year to come up with a probable cause and contributing factors. It may involve human performance. It may involve technology or lack of it. We just don't know yet. But it's a tragic loss of life. And at a time when we have made, in the advanced world, aviation ultra safe, it is a reminder that as hard as we try, there is still work to be done.
Hey, Captain Sullenberger, a lot's been made over what makes Reagan National Airport so unique, so challenging as well for a number of pilots. But there's another factor as well. This was at night. Talk to us a little bit more about how the fact that this was a plane that was trying to land at night, and here's a helicopter in its path at night, how that might have affected what happened here.
Well, of course, it's harder to see things at night without enough light to illuminate them. What you can see is the lights that are on aircraft, but it makes it a bit harder to determine how far away they are without using technology. Just visually, it's harder to detect an airplane. You can see the lights. Hard to know if it's above you or below you, how far away it is. There is technology that can help us do that and see other aircraft. There is technology at airports, including at Reagan National, to determine how far away airplanes are. And we have automation that should help warn us of a collision. So we just don't know what gaps there were, what failures of equipment or performance there might be, but we will eventually get to the bottom of this. And as we always do, learn from it and improve, change going forward.
And I know we don't want to speculate because we just don't have the information, but you have been talking as a leading voice in the industry for a long time about some of the stressors that are on our aviation system, whether it's air traffic controller shortages there. Some people talk about the congestion at this particular airport. What are some of the issues that you see being raised by this set of events?
Well, as you said, every stress that's on everybody in aviation, whether it's understaffing, fatigue, whatever it is, it makes things harder, and it inevitably leads to people not performing as well as they might under better conditions. So it's important that we build enough resilience into our system that it can handle, mistakes, and that not one mistake won't lead to a tragedy. We have to have enough layers of safety, technology, and humans to always save the day. And humans almost always save the day, including many times on the flights that we just never hear about because they corrected things and things turned out great. And at a time when we have aviation ultra safe, we have to work really hard and dig deep to make sure that we really are doing all the things that we should be doing. And we're never done. Safety is not a destination. It's a continuous journey.
Captain Sully, I'm assuming that you've probably heard some of the excerpts from the communication between air traffic control and the commercial airliner and the jet and the helicopter, the chopper as well. What do you make of what you've heard initially there with the air traffic control communication? Anything out of the ordinary there?
No, it was actually pretty straightforward, and it involved one aircraft acknowledging that they'd seen another, and then accepting from the controller to have their own visual separation from them, and not to rely on the controller to provide the separation. And once that transfer of that responsibility of separation was transferred from the controller to the pilot, it changed the rules, and it required that they see each other until they were safely clear. And tragically, in this case, for some reason or reasons, that did not happen.
Captain Sullenberger, thank you so much for your time this morning, and we'll be back with more in a moment as we cover this tragedy unfolding in Washington. This is Today on NBC.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.